Sanibonani guys, welcome back to yet another video, and we are speaking about the latest episode of Makoti, Are You the One? Listen guys, this season's Makotis, it looks like, yay guys, they're not here to take any nonsense from the mother-in-laws. On the flip side of the coin, the mother-in-laws, it looks like they are adamant of making people's children izikayilazabo, making them maids, because what do you mean ukuthi you want umakoti to do cooking, to do washing? Tantini na, is umakoti not supposed to come and help out you guys? Not that she's coming to become a maid and make lunch for 16-year-olds who claim to be independent. Anyway, let's get right into the episode. So we know, guys, on this episode, it's when the Makotis are finally getting taken to their in-laws. First thing, when the episode starts, guys, Utamara's father finished me with that colored accent of his, basically screaming at Ukokeso's house's gate, screaming for them to come out. I'm just like, Batung. His daughters could have briefed him ukuthi kwenziwa kanjani, because Tamaro's father just, I don't know, but I was laughing. But anyway, that's just it. On the other side, abanye Bridget's family, Haibo, Bridget's brother or uncle Le Ekatini, as he's memezaring for the in-laws to come. He's wearing glasses, guys, shades, and he's wearing a jean jacket. Fine, he did say ukuthi akazazi lezinto, but I'm just like, who doesn't know ukuthi when you go into in-laws ugqoka a blazer at least uhloniphise nyana, not with glasses guys and with the jean jacket. Hayibo kahlenbo. Or maybe they thinking ukuthi this is just for TV or whatnot, but Temba's family, guys, it looks like they are taking this process seriously, because they did make Bridget's family hlawula for coming late. Okay, fine. Pindile's family on the other side, they were worse off. Bafike ebusuku, you guys, in the night. And I'm just like, but really, guys? But then when they explained it, apparently Utemba's on Seb, which ubuye ebusuku, she comes back late at work, and everyone's normally available late in the night. So that's why she told them to come later on. But it was just not, didn't have a good light. So why nizisumakoti ebumnyameni and stuff like that. But anyway, we'll forgive that. And we will, hash that out, or we'll erase that, because there was a good enough reason for that. Okay, fine. Bridget, figure by her in-laws. That's why I'm saying, I feel like Bridget's in-laws, Temba's family, are taking this process too serious for my liking. I mean, maybe it is a good thing, because it means they really want to build a relationship with her. But this thing is a bit awkward for me, because I'm like, Bridget is already a Makoti there, because there's some sort of lobola that's taken out. But the way this relationship is treated, I'm just like, there's something about this relationship engayqondi. Angazi ukuthi maybe uThemba no Bridget ababathathi seriously or whatnot. But anyway, Bridget's already esafika, guys. She's already given a name, Batu Nomvula. Hey, that's why I'm like, guys, you're taking this a bit too far. Batu Nomvula, because ufuge Nemvula, you guys, that time when she gets in there, the mother-in-law gives her another dress code to dress in, and I'm just like, okay. But I appreciate that. I would rather a person, if you feel as if I'm inappropriately dressed, give me something to wear. Don't sell me or whatnot. Give me something to wear, because when I'm coming into your home, I'm learning, right? Don't shout at me. But it's from there where I thought to myself, which was Lana, because I am just sensing a bit of unseriousness coming from Bridget. So meanwhile, that family that she's coming to looks like they are taking this process like it's the real thing going on, which they should at the end of the day. I get Paula's family, you guys, which is Upola no Zizo, Paula's family. I'm just like, the way guys, I don't know. Fine, Zizo's family comes, they are excited, Ekatini. Paula's family eventually opens for them, and they are acting, let me not say acting, but they were a bit official. Fine, the family, Uzizo's family gets in, and then the mother already Okay, before the mother speaks, there's these two other ladies who are giving advice. Yoguchi, now the only advice I'm gonna give you is that Mofida Lana, just like kind of just own your family for the 21 days. I'm just like, ma'am, you two ladies, besides Unandi and Nandi, Queen Nandi, the one who said she's got 6 kids, she's married, I know. But the other two girls who spoke, are they married? Like, there's just something that pisses me off. I'm not saying married people should not give advice, but the thing that pisses me off about Ukotiza is when people who are not married want to be giving you rules and advice and whatnot. I'm just like, are you guys married? Askalen Lapo. Because it's always the ones who are not married, who have never been married, who are going to make the most noise and want to give Abomakoti like the hardest of times because they don't know what it's like to go emzini wabantu and to be adjusting to the way people were naturally grown up to do things, and when you coming into a new system of things. And okay, anyway, fine, they give her that smallangana advice, and then the mother, Paula, says something, she makes a comment, but basically repeating the word that she said the last time in the last episode, ukuthi ulokuzana uzizo ungunonkroyi, something like that. And I'm just like, ma'am, I just felt like Ulokuzana, Paula's mother, felt confident to use that word for someone else's child, probably because she was seeing that there's no elders who came from Uzizo's family. Because I'm struggling to believe how, as an elder, you're going to call someone else's daughter Wanonkroi in while their mother or their father's there. So I feel like because she saw Uchu Zizo is coming with a whole bunch of children and she seemed like she was the older one, she felt confident to use that wording. And I'm just like, nah, mama, that's not fair. Your own daughter, are you sure which Arapus? Your own child drinks. So whose tata is being to be calling someone like that and think which like it should be fine. Yo, guys, izindaba azifaka zabo zizo. Anyway, next we see Upindile. She's in the house with her family. Temba's aunt is there. And listen, I must say, Temba's aunt is so disrespectful. She is so disrespectful, guys, and that's what I was just saying. My question is Utemba's aunt married? Which is no, because that house is her family house, so clearly she's not married, and that just proves what I've been saying. It will always be the ones who are not married, the aunts, the sisters, the mothers who are not married, who will want to give you the most, who will want to give you, I don't know, the most hardest time when you come into Kotiza. She is busy making a noise, and one thing about me, I just feel like you make yourself look like a mad person when you come in to make a noise and raise your voice, whereas everyone's voices are down and no one's making a noise. She looked like that. Utemba's aunt looked like that because the brothers tried to calm her down, you guys, but listen, she was not listening to anything they were saying. And I'm just like, you think, Uguchi, you are spitting facts and unomteto, but you're actually embarrassing yourself. Anyway, and then she wants to say in a diary session with Tiana, she's she's straightforward and whatnot. I'm just like, nah. We need to differentiate the difference between being a straightforward person and a rude person. But I was mad surprised that Upindile's family left their daughters there in hell. I mean, one of the aunts, she did try and speak up for Upindile, but listen, Utemba's aunt was like, listen, if you want to say anything, uzothetha phaa kwakho, not here. Ukwamlana and kwame, I'm gonna say whatever I want to say. But I was just like, listen, the families Upindile's families hands were tied because at the end of the day, it's Upindile who put them through this process, so they can't get up and leave without, because Upindile is the one that wanted this process. Okay. Next scene, girl, we see Uketso's mother. She is briefing with Tamara, telling Tamara on what are her expectations and what she is expected to do in the house. But there's a comment she makes in a diary session that I'm just like, ma'am, she's like, if Utamara wants to marry Ukoketso, she must take him nezinja zake. I'm like, izinja zake, what do you mean? What is izinja zake, guys? Because I know Uchuko gets unengane or he as a child. So are you referring to that child as izinja? Or are you referring to you and your daughters as izinja? Or what? And then she goes on to say, would you know, another thing is that one of the daughters, the 16-year-old Ipiling, she comes back from school at 1 o'clock. So by the time she comes back, she needs to have a snack. I'm like 16 years old, please, ma'am. And that time, the next day with Tamara, when she got up, she goes and wake up Ipiling. Ipiling is so irritated. Tamara asked her, what do you want me to make for lunch? Ipiling says anything. When Tamara makes the lunch, Ipiling comes into the kitchen with attitude, saying which she's annoyed in a diary session, saying which she's annoyed, or which she's independent. Why is Tamara waking her up? So I'm like, also, when are you independent to wake yourself up, but not independent enough to make a snack for yourself after school? And then she makes her comments in a diary session which she doesn't even know what Tamara, what did she put for her lunch. I'm like, and I don't know who is giving Ukoketo's sisters. I don't know who's giving them the confidence to delela Utamara. But I can see Utamara, one thing about her, ne? It's not that Takaboni. She's letting them do whatever they do, guys. Wait for the day Tamara says, I'm sick of this. They're going to then call her rude. But I was surprised. What's Tamara when she wakes up in the morning? Listen, she's taking warm water for Umama Zalawa, okay? And she's like, Mama, there's something that I need us to speak about. I'm just like, Tamara already wants to address her mother-in-law for the way her mother-in-law was speaking to some guy last night. Tamara wants to address that and say, I don't appreciate him, Cinda. I'm just like, Tamara, you are going to get yourself in trouble, ma'am, for addressing that. But I noticed that Umarapoketo, when she's with Tamara, she seems fine, you guys. But her diary sessions, I bought two different people. Her diary sessions, it's like she's showing Wuti Aramfuni. She doesn't like Tamara. But when she's face to face with Tamara, it looks like she's fine with Tamara and she really wants to build a relationship. So I don't know which one to take, you guys, because we all know those diary sessions either will to speak the way they want to speak. So Bridget, so they tell her, Bridget, by her in-laws, they tell her, Uguchi, okay, fine. We know which way now you work, umsebenzi wakho wamakiki and all of that. Do you have any plans? How? Bridget says yes. Guys, the first night Bridget's figure already, she has plans for a gig. I'm just like, I'm charging you, girl. I am charging you, girl. I get it, guys. Wutama gigs is not something that you can postpone, because if you're not going to get that job, or if you're going to say, Wuti, I'm not going to do that job, it's going to be passed on to someone else. But that's literally the first day she got there. I'm just like, Bridget is not serious, guys. She is not serious, because tell me, why did she apply for this process? Where is she going to take the time for Ukotiza and still do the type of work she does? I don't see it happening, you guys. And then her mamazana asked, okay, fine, you're going out tonight. What time are you going to be back? Bridget lies and says she's going to be back by 1 a.m. In a diary session, she's like, I'm going to be back by 5. But I couldn't say that because, the mamazala then says, okay, by 6, you need to be up so that we can, clean, sweep the yard and do whatever we need to do and breakfast and whatnot. I'm just like, oh, Bridget, I just feel like she's setting herself up for failure, honestly. Because if you're going to come back at 5, 6, you must be up. When do you get the time to upumula, guys? That's how I'm just like, I just feel like she was not serious, or she didn't think this thing over clearly. Fine. The next day, guys, Ngempela, she wakes up, she comes back from a gig and whatnot, and the mamazala's like, listen, girl, what time did you get back? Just like, angsakumbul. Fine, Mamazala takes her outside to go and sweep some water there, to go and clean. And listen, Bridget is making comments on literally everything she needs to do. I'm just like, Bridget, no one forced you into this 21 days. She is behaving like a 16-year-old. You know, a 16-year-old, guys, umjalubuti awashizit, they have a comment on that. Umjalubuti sweep, they have a comment on that. I'm just like, just shove it down your throat, man. Like, really, you knew Uguchi, you coming to do this. Yes, you might be annoyed with Papa and you told you to do all of these things, but really, you are not a 16-year-old. Just do what you need to do without making comments. Like, really, that just kind of annoyed me about that. Uzizo, on the other hand, Bayamiyala about what she needs to do, what's going to be expected of her. And in her diary session, she says she won't be able to do all of these things while she's sober. I'm just like, where Zizo uzongene ngagin. But I kind of feel like Paula's mother's not that bad, because we see a scene where fine Paula takes Uzizo out, you guys, and says let's go and watch a soccer match and whatnot, which I don't like. That was wrong of him to take Uzizo away the first day she literally got there. If he wants to set her up for success, he shouldn't have done that. Fine, Uzizo did not sleep in the house. She comes back the next day because she and her man decided to spend time together. So while she's claiming the Mamazala and her, Paula's mother and Uzizo are having a conversation, and they kind of mention stuff that they don't appreciate about one another in a sense. Uzizo does mention, which I don't like, the fact that when you come or when you're calling, you speak to the child, because Uzizo and Paula have a child together. So Uzizo tells her, I don't like the fact that when you video call, you want to speak to the child, but you don't speak to me. You allow Upola's baby mama rather, to come and sleep in the house, but you don't do that with me. The mother also apologizes, which I apologize that I come and get the kids at your apartment without greeting and whatnot. It just made me feel that maybe Upola's mother is not that bad, and maybe the reason why she's been doing things the way she's been doing it is because she doesn't want to be disrespected. Because she did say, Wuti, the reason why I treated you guys' the relationship in this way is because I kind of felt like this relationship was not going anywhere. So I appreciated the fact that they had a conversation, and it looks like there is hope for this relationship to really be restored, or for this relationship to be on like a healthy level in a type of way. Fine, Upindile. That time, guys, I'm like, Upindile is gonna have a problem, guys. I understand Ututemba's aunt is toxic, but I'm like, she's gonna have a problem. Because immediately when her family left, and then Utemba's aunt is speaking now, and then Utemba's aunt at the end asked, do you have any questions? You could hear it in Upindile's voice. She was so annoyed. She was like, no, I don't have any questions, Nkosi. And I'm like, Pindile puts herself through this process, you guys. She knows how Utemba's aunt is, because she's been through this process. So I kind of feel like she should have mentally prepared herself that, you know what, I'm just there for 21 days. But Upindile is going to have a problem, because the next day, tell me why she is having a conversation with the sister-in-law, and she's not really the sister-in-law, but let's just call her with the sister-in-law. With the sister-in-law telling the sister-in-law, which the way auntie did things last night was inappropriate. Ebusuku, when I got up, she put the lights on, Oroshe were running for their lives and all of that. I'm like, Pindile, a wrong move, number one. Don't ever get comfortable with the sister-in-law, cousin-in-law, whatever in-law, and now you are speaking all of those things. And Upindile is so comfortable speaking to that girl. That lady is the one that auntie put in charge, because auntie asebenza during the days. I'm like, Pindile, I don't know what is going through Pindile's head to have that conversation with that lady. And I'm like, this is going to get you in trouble, because if that lady goes and reports back to auntie, it's not going to look good for you, Pindile. I need Upindile to just swallow. I'm not going to say swallow her pride, but I know yes, auntie has her own things. It's just for 21 days, guys. No one forced you into this process. You put yourself in this process. I'm going to need Upindile to just keep quiet at whatever auntie says, go through this 21-day process, then they can go and live their lives happily ever after. It's just 21 days, you guys. And she needs to zip her mouth. If she has anything to say, she must call her sisters and vent to her sisters, not to her in-laws. Anyway, let's park it right there, you guys, because that's basically where the episode ends. You tell me your thoughts and your analysis on this episode. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Please do make sure you like the video. Please do subscribe. It is absolutely for free of charge. Guys, please do make sure you watch the ads. That is just your way of showing support towards the channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.